As part of the SpeakAd programme on cross-embassy learning, an interregional workshop was held in November 2009. The workshop dealt with the quality and effectiveness of sector support. For 3 days, 30 people from Dutch embassies and from the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs worked together to lay out an agenda for the modernisation of sector work. They reflected on their practical experiences of supporting sectors, they analysed the underlying drivers of aid effectiveness, and they came up with suggestions for setting the agenda. Embassy experiences show that, broadly speaking, the sector-wide approach can still be useful in promoting sector development in partner countries. However, a transition is now needed. Development needs to be better aligned with endogenous processes in partner countries and with Dutch society. It also needs to get better at anticipating global challenges and their implications for sector programmes.
What do I bring home from this workshop? First of all, a lot of energy. Not only energy from the people that were sitting in the workshop, but also they gave me a lot of energy on a number of topics that are really crucial and important in what development cooperation is all about. I also take home that we are needing a lot of extra and better communication within the ministry. People need to be on board about what is happening, and sometimes much more is happening than people are aware of, and that is losing energy to the wrong things. Thirdly, I think what is very important is that we recognize now that modernization, whereas it started as a reaction to the problems we have with development cooperation, developing it in the Netherlands, now also gains momentum in partner countries, because there is a strong drive to come to new ideas, new forms, new ways of working in our countries, and that will help us only to further modernize the agenda.
I would actually combine two of the issues that we discussed. One around leveraging additional value, greater impact, seeking synergy and complementarity with the resources that the Netherlands is deploying, which means operating in quite a different manner, a more political manner, more informed by intelligence at the national and international level, together with the issue of responding to global pressures, how those are playing out at a national and sectoral level. I think there's a real niche of the Netherlands in this. And part of that is enabling sectors to respond to these global pressures so that the sectors are responding and fit for purpose, not just for now, but also for 5 years' time and 10 years' time. And there's a huge opportunity, I think, there for greater coherence and complementarity. And that, to me, will add a lot more value.
What I would like to say of this meeting was that there was a very positive energy, there was a lot of spirit, people discussing on issues of the modernization agenda, and also to look at change. How will change happen? The world is changing, our ministry is changing, and also a part of our agenda is changing, and we have to look for innovative ways to make change happen. I would like to make a specific plea for the gender equality, because when we talk about gender equality, it is not only a right thing to do, it's also a smart thing to do. And that is something that we have to look for the synergy between headquarters and between the different embassies. But not only within the people we know, we also have to look at other stakeholders like civil society organizations.
What I take home from this conference is that the sector approach is alive and kicking in our ministry, both in The Hague and within our embassies, and especially that our whole discussion on domestic accountability, where we have specific pilots now, especially in the good governance sector, is going to be broadened and is going to be part of our sector approach. I see that as a very, very good development where actually our role as embassies can be taken over by local organizations. That is one. Another point is that I see that our broker role that we have as an embassy, and where we actually spend a lot of time on, and that we do within the sectors, that this is going to be more recognized, and in fact is probably going to be more used by headquarters in a more political way. And the third element is that I see that there's more attention for global goods, and this will be particularly important for my colleague within our embassy who works on climate change.